Cha-chow. Zootopia claims anyone can be anything. But have you ever noticed who isn't there? No birds, no primates, and a reptile district that was clearly being redlined even before the weather walls were in place. Zootopia. Evidence. They would have been able to get some amount of evidence from the train car even after it was blown up. The equipment would have been destroyed, but not vaporized. Fire investigation teams can figure out the cause of a huge fire that destroys a structure completely. They'd be able to piece together what that train car was used for. They'd never have to worry about smell weather framing them. The carrot is the least of the evidence. The false police call, the security of the museum and adjacent buildings, the co-conspirators facing investigation, so many things would lead to the new mayor going to jail. I really like that Lionheart is still in jail in the end, like he did break the law. Otterton knew about the night howlers and everything else, that's why he was targeted. I can't take credit for that. I watched the Poggy video everyone else did. Was the pig florist in on the predator conspiracy? Did the weasel just steal those from that shop? Racial tensions. The racial tensions in this make more sense and translate to the real world better than Elemental. Having 4 different races makes the movie feel somewhat empty. Zootopia builds a rich tapestry of species, but this adds more questions too. Animals have been to space? What did they stand up there for tests? Were there primates? Did they kill them? Zootopia is Planet of the Apes. Birds are also absent, but that's because birds aren't real in our reality either. Just government spy bots. Also, no bats or squirrels to my knowledge. Not saying they have to have every animal represented, but city animals should be there. I know bats aren't a city animal, but I lived out in the sticks, and they should just be there because bats are all around. Zootopia is Planet of the Apes, but the other animals became intelligent as well, and then decided to kill the apes because of racism. Nick's backstory is good, builds his character, and makes his jaded attitude more understandable. It makes sense that Nick hasn't ever touched a sheep's wool because sheep would probably not trust a fox. But Nick is 32. That means the racial tensions in this world are extreme. Even at extreme points in our world with racial tensions, interracial couples still exist. Side notes. It's a weird name overall. It kind of sounds like Prison Planet. Why didn't they have the leopard just dress up as a leopard? Zootopia looks like Asgard. It's funny what ages a movie. The headphones that Judy uses are plug-in headphones, and that really sets this in a time before Bluetooth became predominant. Bunnies definitely go savage. I had bunnies when I was a kid, and those things tore each other to pieces. Are the mom and dad related? Giraffic was never released, much like Gigantic in our real world. The big donut would be a regular donut for elephants. This leads to some logistical issues though, when you think about the city whose plumbing has to accommodate for everyone from an elephant to a mouse. Does Rodentia have a massive plumbing malfunction if the hippo down the road does one of these? I feel like the song and maybe the whole movie could be used as a bisexuality metaphor. The song is a banger though. Zootopia 2? Twotopia? Zootopia? Threat level. There's drugs in Zootopia because one of the shipping containers is full of catnip. They would have taken the snake situation more serious because of this, especially if there was an entire cargo container full of drugs. We see what happened when there are terrorist threats in our world. Zootopia is in the ZooSA, I'm guessing, but I have some evidence of this for later on. Snakes would then be considered foreign terrorists from the sounds of everything. So the idea that their presence wouldn't set everyone on high alert is silly. Crime is on the rise in Zootopia for the first quarter of this year. Scale. The Anteater is tall as shit for an anteater. If the scale behind him is cm, then he's 9.5 feet tall. The scale feels really off for Gary too. For the most part, all the animals feel correct, and I know snakes get long, but he feels really fucking long. Okay, so yeah, those snakes can get really fucking long. The reptile city doesn't have 100 years worth of snow on it at all. Glaciers take thousands of years to form. But Firn is described as snow that has survived 1 year, that is to say 1 season melt, and still hasn't turned into glacial ice. Firn can take hundreds of years to form glacial ice, but if it's been 100 years since the weather walls were put up, they should have at least higher snow buildup and possibly even Firn formation. So it's Coachella they go through, right? Coachella is going on as I write this, so that's kind of funny. Which relates to scale only because how close was the concert to the weather wall? I feel like everyone should have died when it started heating up. History of the world. Jackalopes are definitely real because we see one in the History Museum in one. The reptile section seems very racist, even before the weather walls. Were they super segregated? It shows them all in that city center in Reptileville, but wouldn't it make more sense for the reptiles to integrate into their respective environments instead of having a super small slice of the pie just for them? Or was it only snakes there? Is it just snakes they're racist against because of the venom? Or is it because they're always naked? There would be historical records and maps showing the Reptile District. They'd be able to find the location of the house without going through all the dumb shit. The Lynx would have had to kill the patent officer too, and probably burn that patent office down to ensure the government's copies of the patent disappeared. I get the Huluzoo thing is some cheeky fun, but it has some wild implications. Just starting off with Ramdor, we know fascism exists, and the Vietnam War, and most likely every war before, happened. Skipping over the Prometheus platypus issue, which implies there's an animal Jesus and Christian religion, as well as an animal H.R. Giger, and so many other very adult things. There's also Ham-ilton, so the events of the revolution happened, and America exists. Die Herd implies Frank Sinatra existed as an animal, and confirms the Cold War was a thing. Future Llama means the animals went through a Y2K scare, and a Godzilla parody cover confirms the animals have nuclear weapons. Back up to the top, Elks being ESPN parody means that they have boxing, and they have dog fights in Zootopia. Who's there, Mike Vick? Back to the existence of World War Zoo. How did that even work? Were the Germans and Japanese just one type of animal, or different groups of animals maybe local to the environments of Germany and Japan? Where is Zootopia located on Earth? It's clearly based there, based on the other factors we see on the Huluzoo screen. Gary the Snail. Gary the Snake. If I only watched this once, Gary would piss me off. He still kinda does, but he's grown on me. I like how Gary asks permission to hug. Consent is great, but I don't like hugging strangers. Gary's positivity is great, but it really doesn't feel earned. If there was a little bit more backstory on him specifically showing why he's so positive and sure if his plan is going to work in the end, that would feel better. Where does the snake magic come from? I'm guessing it relates back to the heat sensing thing, but it seems like magic. Are snakes just the hand heater things? Because this feels super out of nowhere. Nick and Judy. The fact they get out of the tunnels at the honeymoon lodge is a little too convenient. They acknowledge the weird relationship idea right off the top. I really like the line, "Would you like a traumatic adulthood?" Nick definitely smokes weed. Don't ask me why I know that. He is also past due on his bills. Nick and Judy having their heart-to-heart is awesome and feels really earned. This love story works because it shows natural progression from friendship to a relationship that can happen, but it's still basically implied that they are just super tight friends. Nick saying his emotion issues aren't an excuse is also good. I love when characters take accountability. It's also good that they both recognize their faults here. The blame isn't one-sided. All too often people play the blame game instead of holding themselves accountable. This relates back to Elemental because you can have a love story but not make it overt. Nick and Judy love each other, and for now it's platonic, but we all see what the fuck is going on. I really like how Nick gets his shit rocked. I really wish they hadn't shown the snowplow. If they had just cut to them destroying the maze, that would have been great. Nick trying out the Zoogether is funny. I really like how the chief says he doesn't want to like Judy, but he does. The hogs hesitating to kill Judy makes a lot of sense. Without Bogo there, there's no moral compass in the ZPD. But when push comes to shove, they still make the right choices. That's how you know it's all fictional. Side notes. The one zebra is a horse. I'm not even the first person to say that by any means. The sign would have killed the Anteater. The head of the lynx statue would have flown up and it would have flown forward based on where we see it. It would not have hit the car. Doesn't make any sense. I feel like the sheep are the Irish. The beaver character is good. I can see some people might find her annoying, but she's funny and just having fun. I enjoy not serious characters. The chairs in the reptile area being sticks is an awesome touch. Robert just got his motorcycle's license, but he would have had to get a specific license to operate a sidecar. The ex-mayor pays $200 for a ticket to Outback Island. A real ticket to Australia costs between $365 and $1,600 in America. I felt like I knew a lot of animal facts, but I learned koalas have 4 thumbs from this movie. Movie references. There's a handful of movie references, and some make sense with the scene, but others are completely out of the blue. Pulp Fiction, The Shining, Ratatouille, Conclusion. So I love Zootopia, and Zootopia 2 is really good. It's a solid follow-up and doesn't fall into the sequel hell that most franchises are victim of. Overall, the world building is pretty solid, and it's just insane how much thought they put into it. I haven't watched the show. I'm sure it adds some more to the lore. I really wish Disney went full HBO and just gave us a true detective-style season of Zootopia Plus. I want to know the dirty details of the world. I usually stay up to date on the news, and our world is gross. There's no way these worlds wouldn't have their grime. Zootopia isn't afraid to at least show a little. I will be making another video soon, 2 other videos that relate back to this and Elemental. I just wanted to get main movie reviews done. One of them is going to cover the topic of racism in these movies, and then the other one is going to cover the topic of love in kids' movies in general. I think these 2 movies have good, well, these 3 movies, Elemental and then the Zootopia franchise, have good aspects of racism, if you want to call that. It's racism being pointed out for the right reasons to make sure that people, have self-reflection. Whereas, like in All Dogs Go to Heaven 2, the racism in that is just racism. So we're not going to talk about the just racism. We're going to talk about like the things that are put in to be good, and then also the subtle weird stuff like the stuff in Cars and Bug's Life and everything like that, where it's like, is that racism? Like, what's going on there? Why are they different class levels? And then the love story one is just going to be because love stories in kids' movies are weird, and it's a weird topic to touch on. If you want to make a love story, make it for like a young adult audience. Don't, have your story about bugs having a weird unrequited kiss. If you want to check those out, please check them out. Thanks for staying so long. Like and subscribe. Have a wonderful freaking time of your life, brother. Mexican Cuban 24 from Thread suggested Zulu and Zootopia, which works as good as Twotopia and helps lead into Zootopia. Wait, hang on. God damn it, this is going too fucking fast. Mexicuban 24 suggested Zulu and Zootopia, which works good. Oh, fuck, this is a hard one to do. Mexicuban 24 suggested Zulu and Zootopia, which works as good as Twotopia and helps lead into Zootopia. Better Together proves this. Fuck that segment. Fuck that fucking segment. Why did I put that in there? Fuck. I haven't seen Zootopia 2. But obviously, and like this came up because we were talking about B-Stars and we were talking about fucking Sweet Tooth and shit at work today. B-Stars is fun because it's like, does that wolf want to fuck the bunny or does he want to eat the bunny? Who knows? But with Zootopia, it's like the same thing except like, the fox doesn't want to eat the bunny unless he's drugged or something. But they end up fucking, right? They have to. I mean, like, obviously they're not going to show a bunny and a fox fucking in the Disney movie, but
They're like in a relationship. I'm pretty sure they kiss in the new movie. Like, I swear to God, I've seen a trailer clip where they kiss. Anyways, so like it's a precedent that they bang. What the fuck do they make? Like, what is the baby that comes out of that, right? I would assume the baby comes out fucked up, and I would assume that more animals fuck wrong animals in this animal kingdom, and then they keep making fucked up babies. And then those babies are monsters. And that's how Monsters, Inc. starts. Is like, give it like 300, 400 years from Zootopia to fucking Monsters, Inc. And that's what it is. Like, that's how the monsters world became. And that's my theory. And I'm going to stick to that. I think that's a sound fucking theory because it actually makes a lot of sense.